Bitcoin currently accounts for anywhere from 0.15% to 0.55% of the worldwide electricity use, depending on your source. Oh no, energy usage! It's like garlic to the vampire leftists that want to drain not only the fun out of your life, but your ability to live, which is offered to you by energy so that life is no longer short and miserable. But again, let's double click and let's really break down the energy use of Bitcoin mining, of which the majority comes from, drumroll, renewable sources. According to CryptoSlate.com, hydropower makes up 23.12% of all energy used to mine BTC. Wind, 13.98%. Nuclear, 7.98%. Solar, 4.98%. Other renewable sources like geothermal or methane flaring, which I'll discuss in a moment, 2.40%. This means that over 52% of Bitcoin is mined using renewable energy. And that's according to CryptoSlate. According to Google Bard, and you can look this up yourself, that percentage is actually 58.9%. I went with the lower percentage, but I'll present both. And let's just say that 42% still comes from the use of gas and coal. Quickly, let's compare that to the savior of all leftists, the electric vehicle industry, which uses the global grid mix, which generates 60% of its energy from fossil fuels. And again, that's from CryptoSlate.com. But let's really dive in. Let's really examine the type of renewable energy that Bitcoin mining consumes. Miners are in an extremely competitive field, and turning a profit means finding the cheapest form of energy that you possibly can. And you know what is generally the cheapest energy that you can possibly attain? That for which there is zero demand for. What we're going to do is we are going to call that stranded energy, that which cannot be brought to civilization or would otherwise, for whatever reason, go wasted. Here are a few examples. Flaring methane gas to power a Bitcoin miner that rises up from landfills and decomposing trash. According to environmentalists, methane is a much more potent greenhouse gas than carbon dioxide, with a global warming potential, GWP, of 28 to 30 times that of CO2. Bitcoin mining makes a dent in that, right? Why? Because of the economic incentives to set up shop. And it's not just at the dump. We're talking about big oil operations that are flaring the methane gas that rises from its rig that, again, would otherwise go directly into the atmosphere because of the economic incentive being offered, and that is being taken up by more and more of big oil. How about the hydropower in distant lands? It was recently discovered that the small kingdom of Bhutan, located in the eastern Himalayas between India and China, is using hydropower to mine and accumulate Bitcoin for the nation's treasury, allowing the small country to monetize energy that would otherwise go unutilized. And as a personal example, when I lived in Costa Rica, we were considering purchasing a very remote coffee plantation in the mountains that derived its energy, because there were no power lines going there, from a waterfall that was on the property that would spin an electrical generator. There were, again, no power lines running to the property. It was completely off-grid, save for the fact that it was in cellular range. And during the day, that power was generally accounted for. But at night, when less electricity was needed, the power generated from the continual flow of water that would otherwise dissipate could run the Bitcoin mining rig that I was planning on bringing high up into the mountains. Like big oil, like the methane miners, I wanted to monetize the energy that would otherwise go completely unused, the stranded energy. Although we didn't end up purchasing the property, anyone who did would have had the same economic incentive to do so.